Hello YouTube, this is Bussy and here coming with another versus system video. This is still the old versus system, not the new one. I am sort of hung up on this style. And what I thought that as I was looking through YouTube recently, I didn't find the second release of the X-Men versus Brotherhood starter kits. It was very difficult to actually find out what the deck list for that was. And then I also thought that it would be interesting to take the old starter set, which was Brotherhood versus X-Men, and sort of take a couple of cards out, make them one deck, and then try them out against each other and see how that fares. So what I'm actually going to do first is just show you the cards that are included in the second starter deck that was released. So if we start with X-Men, you get this shiny Professor X card. It's not the best Professor X card printed, by far. It is probably one of the worst ones, but if you do get to play it, it gives +2 attack for your front row and +2 defense to your support row X-Men. So there you go. This is it. Starting with, well, actually, first I probably will go through what I cut. I cut these from the overall deck that I've built. I just didn't really think these were really keen for the deck. So starting with characters, we got 2 Beast, which is turn 1. Gets +1 attack, +1 defense while attacking. Then we got 2 Jean Grey, telekinetic fighter. 2 Rogue. And then you would have your 2 Cyclops here on the side. 2 Iceman. You get 1 Nightcrawler, 2 Wolverine, 1 Colossus, 1 Storm. Actually, 2 Storms. Apologies, yes. And then into the plot twists, we got 2 Trick Shots, which is a decent card at best. But it's quite useful if you have an X-Men build. And then you got 2 Duck and Cover, which I think the artwork is absolutely brilliant. Beast jumped on the cape of Magneto. Pretty funny. And then 2 Unexpected Assault. And then we got 2 locations, sort of like Cerebra, which is an upgraded Cerebro from the Marvel Origins set. And Xavier's Institute for Higher Learning, which just gives a +1 attack, +1 defense. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about Eye of the Storm, which is basically heals you for 4. Nothing really special, to be fair. But the second starter deck, interesting. The first one, which I'm going to go through, it came with 40 cards. The second one came with only so one deck was 40 cards for the other one. The new one deck was only 26 cards. There were like special rules when you wanted to start a game, so you actually had to have a set starting hand, and then the rest you just shuffled up and played with that. Which I never really thought that it is the best way to capture the essence of a deck, but it is what it is. To carry on, the Brotherhood came with a turn 7 Magneto. Again, definitely not the strongest Magnetos printed, but it isn't the worst, probably. Well, I mean, to be fair, no, it's not bad. It's not bad. So anyway, down to the characters. We got 2 Vanilla Masterminds, which is really funny because probably the only vanilla card I've ever seen in Versus Systems is this Mastermind. Every single character has some sort of ability. I think they were probably trying to balance the card because he's got 2 attack power for a turn 1 character. Maybe. I don't know. And then we got 2 Destinies. Lets you draw a card if she stuns the defender. 2 Avalanche. 1 Scarlet Witch. Actually 2, sorry. 2 Scarlet Witches here. 2 Toads. A Mystique. A Pyro, which is actually a quite decent card to be fair. 2 Sabertooth for turn 5. Got 2 Quicksilvers. And then on to plot twist, you got 2 Tooth and Claw, which is a really decent card actually for turn 1 plot twist, +2 attack, -2 defense. 2 Flattened, 2 Close the Gap, And then for locations, you got Hammer Bay and Brotherhood hideouts. Oh, sorry, yeah, and I forgot about playing with fire, which is control of Brotherhood and deal 4 endurance damage to your opponent card. So yeah, I cut that because I really didn't see any point having that in this mashup of starter deck build. So what I did is that I cut these 5 from the Brotherhood side, and I cut these 4 from the X-Men side. And then I took the other original starter sets from X-Men versus Brotherhood. I found that was actually quite easy to be found on the internet what the deck list for it was. So just to go through it real quick, for X-Men you have a turn 7 Wolverine, which is to the day a pretty decent card. So including that in a starter kit compared to this Professor X, I think if I would ever have to choose, I would forever go for Wolverine. It can, really clear off the board on its own. Just keep attacking if your opponent has 4 or less cost creatures in play. It can be quite a good sweeper, and it's a 15-13 as well. So anyway, you got 2 Shadow Cats, you got 2 Dazzler, 2 Nightcrawler, which is a pretty decent card, 2 Cyclops. I'm going to leave one here on the side because I'll show you something interesting. Got 2 Wolverines, again a really good turn 3 card. You reveal 1 X-Man, it's a 6/6. Compared to other turn 3 cards, if you look at the Psylocke, it's a 3/4. You got 2 of these. You're supposed to have 2 Jean Greys, but I cut one. And then you got 1 Storm, 1 Gambit, 1 Cyclops, 2 Professor X. And yeah, as you can see, Professor X and Cyclops are sharing the same same room probably, because one out of the other woke up one of the mornings and took another one's jumper on. Back to the cards, we got a Rogue. It's a pretty decent Rogue actually. You got 2 Colossus. This Colossus actually combos quite well in this build because you can use your Dazzler, discard an X-Men card, and just basically tap one of the support Rogue characters in your opponent. If you've got 5 or more characters, Cyclops gets +5 attack. If you got 5 or more X-Men characters in your graveyard, I mean. They included 2 equipments. So it was 1 dual sidearms and 1 Kevlar body armor. I cut the Kevlar body armors from both builds because I had to make space for something, and I really don't think that Kevlar body armor is the most important in the deck. That +1 defense isn't really going to take you far, especially if you see that the Brotherhood deck, the basic starter deck, included a Lost City. So, a Kevlar body armor won't save you. Let's just put it this way. Anyway, for X-Men, we have a Danger Room, Savior School, and an X Corporation for locations. And then for plot twists, you got 2 Flying Kicks, 2 Nasty Surprise, 2 1-2 Punch, an Acrobatic Dodge, a Cover Fire, 2 Finishing Moves, and 2 Fastball Specials, which is one of the more often used X-Men plot twists back in the old Golden Age. So getting into the Brotherhood, the original starter included Magneto, Master of Magnetism. It is a really, really good card. Let's be honest with you. I think the Brotherhood side is way overpowered, so you have to play the X-Men part quite clever if you just play the 2 starter decks against each other. If you can get Magneto out and you start stunning your opponent's cards with Lost City on the field, then you're unbeatable basically. But anyway, turn 1's 2 Fantasia, 2 Destiny, 2 Pyro, which is again is pretty decent activated. Basically 3 endurance loss. We got 2 Toads then, jumps back into your hand, 2 Quicksilver, 2 Mystique, 2 Blob, 2 Sauron, 1 Scarlet Witch for turn 5, 2 Magneto. This is a really good Magneto as well. Mystique, 2 Sabretooth, which again is a really good Sabretooth. You can pay 10 life and basically recover him. And then they've included an Asteroid M, Savage Land, and Lost City locations. So yeah, I think definitely the Brotherhood side is a little bit more overpowered. I'm not saying that there aren't They're close, but I think you can be more devastating with your Brotherhood deck. You have to be very, you have to somewhat rely a little bit more on knowing the deck when you go with the X-Men, but I don't know. And the plot twists are pretty much the same. So you get two flying kick, two 1-2 punch, two nasty surprise. You get an acrobatic dodge, a cover fire, two finishing moves, and sorry I forgot about the equipment. So also there was one dual firearms and one Kevlar armor, which I cut like I said before. And then two Brotherhood specific plot twists, the same for X-Men. You had the Fezball special or whatever. Here you got the new Brotherhood and War on Humanity. Um, I guess these compared to this will come really handy until turn 4, and you're not gonna stop playing resources because you do want to play your Magneto. But then again, you got Lost City, so you know that makes up for it. Whereas the X-Men has the fastball special. So what I've done is I've basically mashed the two starter decks into one deck, as I've explained it before. Um, and I actually, you know, if you just want to start, if you want to try the game out, um, even though why would you? Because you got the new 2P CG out. But if you would theoretically, this is a really good, fun way to play it because you know if you build, um, either you have an old collection and you have these cards available, or you can just go on eBay or Amazon. You can still actually buy these old starter decks, both of them. Um, like I said, the more recent one has these two in it, and the older versions have these two foils in it. But if you mash them together, you actually get a really powerful deck. You gotta cut a few cards out if you want to keep it to 60, which, like I said, it's not really hard. You just have to make sure you keep it somewhat balanced. Like, meaning, like, I took an Eye of the Storm on one side, which heals 4, and for Brotherhood, playing with Fire, which deals 4 damage. So, this is what I'm saying, like, trying to take out the same cards. When you take out a turn 3 character from the X-Men, do the same for the Brotherhood. So yeah, just to keep it you know in balance is otherwise it's not really fair. There's not much point in what you're doing. Or you can just play with all the 66 cards and go ahead and play with them. It is a fun way just to get people into playing it. If you got a few friends who are interested and you don't want to overwhelm them with your modern age, I don't know, shift or whatever stupid decks they came up with at the very end of the game when Marvel Evolution was released. But you know, this is like a throwback. You can definitely have a good afternoon, a nice few hours playing with these cards, and just even for the artwork, I guess it's worth it because you look at this Magneto. I think it's pretty beautiful. It is good artwork. I'm especially a big fan of the Alex Garner cards. I even have a signed Wolverine from him. I actually got two. Sorry. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I might actually show like an album collection of all the Versus System cards I have. I'm still sort of building my collection to the day. I'm trying to get some of the older release cards. Marvel Evolution had like over 300 cards, and some of the rares are really difficult to get. But yeah, I don't know. Give it a shout. If you like this video, please give it a like. You can also, comment if you feel like it. Let me know what your feelings are. If you would try out, just smashing up these old starter decks and having a go at it. Absolutely subscribe if you feel like you want to watch more of these videos. And yeah, that's it. I'm out. Bus saying out. Cheers, YouTube. Take care.